Anyway, welcome back.
Good job. Hey guys, welcome back for another week. That was our oldest son, Tucker.
I guess he sees us laugh all the time, so he wants to entertain.
Yeah, he wanted to join in this week.
We hope you all had a great family day weekend. Ours was very eventful, as you will see. The roads were all closed. I think every road in Gray and Bruce County was closed.
We're closed, yeah, and I think over in Simcoe County as well roads were closed. I'm not sure about elsewhere besides that, but
It got kind of crazy here, and of course, when crazy weather comes, so does colic. So we had a bout of colic in one of our mares this week. That was obviously very stressful because we have a lot of horses, but we each have our favorite. So of course it was one of our favorites.
And I'm gonna apologize in advance, guys. We didn't get as much footage with everything that was going on. We were just kind of in tunnel vision mode, so we did the best we could, and hope you guys enjoy this week's episode.
All the roads are closed in our area, which kind of never happens. So yeah, we're having a snow day today. Let Matt go to the barn first. So, do we leave the shovel in the barn?
Yeah.
That was very smart of us. So normally I would never videotape this, but there's not much else we can do. We actually have a mare that is colicking right now. So we've kicked her out, we've given her Banamine, done everything we can do and know what to do. The roads are actually closed, so our vet can't even get here. So we've been talking to them on the phone, and we will see what happens. So this is the mare. She looks a lot more bright-eyed than she did. She was hanging her head down low and wanting to roll constantly. So we just brought her in and we rehooked up our folding camera just so we can keep an eye on her. She has no hay in there, and she's a little bit ticked off because everybody is having their oats and feed. So her nose is a little out of joint, which is a good sign, because if she still had kind of a sore belly, she wouldn't really care about oats.
Hey.
So all the roads are closed right now still, and we've been talking to our vet via texting. She's still visibly uncomfortable, so if you're a horse person, you know they always are guaranteed to poop on the trailer. So Matt's just taken her to hopefully our neighbors, who's just over to the left there, and hopefully she will release some gas on the trip.
That's a good way to get some moisture in there, eh?
Who are you making it for?
My horse.
Your big suck baby?
My number one.
Oh, watch yourself.
These horses are a pain in my ass.
Says no to my Caesar salad, but happily eats beet pulp. What does it taste like? What does it taste like?
Like bananas.
Like what?
Bananas.
Bananas?
You don't like bananas.
I'll do with people.
With people.
Hey guys, as you know, Ren was pretty sick here last night, and We had to take her to the vet, and she basically had a bit of a gas lock. Sometimes with the change in weather like that, we had a big storm come through, and for whatever reason, they get these gas locks. She had also, a bit of our fault is it's been so icy around here, so we have a bit of a hill that goes down to our one paddock, and it was just a nightmare for getting horses out. And I went and let horses out the day before, and horses are slipping and stuff like that. So Ren doesn't exactly walk out slow. She's so amped up all the time. And anyways, I didn't let her out that day, and I probably should have. And then with that change in temp, she ended up with this gas issue. So this is the first day after, and what we're doing is she hasn't had hay all day. We've been just feeding her a real soupy, wet mash, and the whole purpose of that is just to get fluids into her guts, and to keep her drinking, and to flush that Banamine out of her system, because she took a lot of Banamine. What we did that seemed to work the best was we sedated her. Every time she seemed to get in a lot of pain, we sedated her. As you can see, she's pretty angry. She wants this wet mash, and we've been giving it about every 3 hours, so she knows it's coming. And it's not to get food into her gut, like I said, it's just to get that water into her gut. So I'm gonna go ahead. You can see here, all I'm putting in it is oats. There's some beet pulp. I like to put the oats in there because the oat floats on top and it makes her want to eat it. So she kind of gets into slurping it. And I also put a mineral in there that's high in sodium, so it makes her want to drink. Gets her thirsty in that. So, and then there's just a little bit of a pellet in there that swells up. So that's just strictly for taste. But she slurps it away. You'll see here. As you see, it's pretty wet. What she's doing is she's kind of tasting it, like testing it, because the other morning I had it a little bit too warm. And so now she's like a little bit nervous that every time she drinks it, it's going to be hot. But I made it a lot warmer and that. So she kind of tests it off the bat and makes sure it's not hot. And then she'll start slurping on it. But you see how she's getting it in there. And like I said, it's just strictly for getting moisture into her guts. What the vet noticed last night with her manure was that it was actually kind of mucusy, which is a sign that her gut, like that she was a little bit dehydrated in her guts. That's when they get mucusy like that. So that we actually ran a bag of fluids IV into her, and it wasn't that her color was ever really bad. She wasn't that she was super dehydrated, but it was just so that if she did become dehydrated, she had extra fluids in her. I go on record saying I hate that rooster. So her whole demeanor's changed. We'd actually might kind of got the go ahead to give her a little bit of hay here tonight. And the trick with that is to kind of spread it out all over the pen, so she just can't eat globs and globs of hay. She has to actually kind of work for it and search for it through the straw. And that just avoids, that she's going to get bound up or something. And her guts are going to be sensitive, right? Like, she slept most of today. That's another thing, the truck ride last night over to the vets. It's only like a 15-20 minute truck ride, but every time she got in the trailer, she was trying to fart or trying to have a poop, right? So that was really good. We didn't have that sedation last night. I'm not sure she would have come through it. The Banamine just wasn't cutting it for a long period of time. So we were giving her 0.8 cc's whenever she needed it. If she started getting in pain, that's when we would give her So she actually only needed 2 doses. And I believe the one was at like, I believe we gave her one at 8:30. And then we took her to the vets for 10:30. And then she was good and got her home. And then 2 o'clock, she kind of looked a little bit restless. And so I came out and I gave her another 0.8. And she, it didn't knock her down, but she was out of it. Like for about 45 minutes, she would stay out of it and then kind of come to. And then when she came to, she laid down and slept. So I could tell when she laid down, she was comfortable, and that was a good sign. But I always thought the Bandamine was the way to go, but the way it's been explained to me is the sedation actually is the only thing that will relax their guts to help move that gas along. So that was a learning thing for me, and I'm very thankful that she's still here. We also tubed her last night. That was another thing we did with warm water. And we also put a gastric solution in with the warm water that helps horses relieve the gas. As you can see, guys, I just spread it out in the pan. You see it looks like there's hay all over the place. And that's just a very small forkful I'm gonna give her tonight. Just taking into account that, her guts haven't had any hay in them for a good, coming up 24 hours. So, you just don't want her all of a sudden piling a bunch of hay in her gut and stuff like that. I also want to apologize, guys. I didn't get much for videos last night. Just when everything was going on, I was so focused on doing whatever it took to kind of get her through it, and never even once thought to, grab the camera and get videos of what we were doing. So try my best to tell you everything we did that worked, because I tell you, I've been on the other end of it where, you kind of almost feel guilty about things that you did and didn't do. So we had lots of good advice from the vets last night.
We had a lot of snow last night, so we've just buried the truck. It is bottomed out, so we just started the tractor. Actually, it wouldn't start, so we had to plug it in. So finally it is going, and we're gonna try and get her out.
As I was saying last night, guys, you can see there's quite a grade going down to paddocks down here. So that's the reason we weren't letting them out a whole lot in the past week here, because it was so icy, as you can see. So we're gonna throw some salt down here and give it an hour, and then we're gonna kick some horses out today.
We are all ice right now, so Matt is just taking the hoe with the teeth and trying to scrape kind of a path for us, because it'd be nice to get some mares out, but it's nice that we live on a hill because we have a lot of great drainage. Like, it all runs away from the house, but the only thing is it goes down the driveway, and our front paddocks are out there, so it makes it dangerous to get horses in and out of the pastures. I'm just going around and fixing the wire. We had a bit of an ice storm, and now it's all weighed down, so just going around digging it out.
Hey, Nate, come here.
Steer. Steer. Woo! Yay, Twinkies!
Sometimes you gotta take matters into your own hands and ice your own brownies. So as you guys seen this week, it was a pretty stressful weekend for us. Not much of a family day weekend with the weather we had. It was, I think in 2 years we've been here, I'm not sure there's been a blizzard warning, and maybe whiteouts is quite as bad as it was this weekend.
No, Ren is feeling pretty good. Obviously, we're still monitoring her and wetting down her hay and stuff like that, but she's definitely doing a lot better. I let her out today next to my mare, and when it was time to let her in, she dragged me all the way to the barn.
Typical Ren.
Yeah, so I don't know, the last few times we've let her in, she was hyped up, but not like that, not like today.
Yep. And we just eased her back into her feed. We haven't pushed her, and even with hay, just lots of small portions of hay throughout the day, and she's really her energy levels really picked back up.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for next week's episode, and like and subscribe if you would. And
yeah, we'll see you next week.
thanks a lot, guys.